Azealia Banks has landed back in headlines once again, not for a new single or headline-making collaboration, but for a fiery social media tirade targeting a major label executive. This latest episode reflects the tumultuous and unpredictable public persona she has carved over a decade in the music industry. Known as much for her brash outbursts and online feuds as for her genre-blending talent, Banks endures as a lightning rod of controversy and a fascinating case study in how an artist can be both brilliant and beleaguered, fearless and fractured. Born on May 31, 1991, in Harlem, New York City, Azealia, Amanda Banks grew up in a family marked by creativity and hardship. Her mother, Ghanaian-born Diane Williams, encouraged her artistic side, while her father, Clarence McNeil, worked as a limousine driver, but held his own stern ideals. The Nordics met with a reality of urban struggle. Her parents separated early, her mother battled addiction, and young Azealia experienced displacement, moving between multiple homes before settling with her mother in Harlem. High school held both escape and inspiration for Banks. She performed in the school choir and theater productions, occasionally studying classical music and ballet. But the traditional path felt narrow. At 16, she left high school and briefly enrolled in a pre-college program at prestigious Columbia University for training in creative writing. Though she did not complete the program, she used it as a crucible for lyrical invention, developing the rapid-fire, rhythm-dense bars that would define her later style. By 2011, Azealia Banks had taken to the internet to share her music, uploading self-produced tracks from her laptop bedroom. She experimented with grime beats, house rhythms, and rap flows, a combination that both intrigued DJs abroad and rapidly cultivated a cult following online. In the winter of 2011, she released the track 212, a sleek, defiant self-portrait that combined club-ready percussion, deadpan rap delivery, and cheeky lyrics. The song went viral on SoundCloud, YouTube, and blogs, and quickly signed her to Interscope Records. Her affinity for mixing genres, electro, hip-hop, house, and pop, was evident in early mixtapes like Fantasia, 2012, and debut EP 1991, 2012. Critics praised her knack for catchy hooks layered over hard-hitting beats, and her outspoken personality drew comparisons to Lil' Kim, MIA, and Missy Elliott. She was unfiltered, stylish, and capable of packing dance floors with her dance-savvy output. But behind the success lay tensions. Azealia's relationship with labels quickly soured. She purportedly opposed mainstream demands to dilute her language or image. Her tone grew combative in interviews, both passionate and confrontational. Insiders knew she refused to separate music from opinion, seeing her voice as inseparable from creative identity. This resistance to compromise led to her being dropped by Interscope in 2013, shelved at Polydor, and facing the classic dilemma: break or bend. Her debut album, Broke with Expensive Taste, completed by 2014, sat on hiatus until its eventual self-release via Prospect Park in late 2014. It was met with positive reviews for tracks like Ice Princess, Chasing Time, and The Maps of Hell featuring Wallace, showcasing her still innovative combinations of electronic beats, storytelling rap, and vocal playfulness. She self-promoted aggressively, touring small venues, hosting underground NYC shows, cultivating a fiercely loyal fan base that embraced her as truth-spitting and unapologetic. Despite early acclaim, Banks became better known for her outspokenness. She engaged in public feuds with celebrities including Iggy Azalea, Elon Musk, Grimes, and numerous others, frequently posting incendiary tweets followed by apologies or explanations. She abruptly canceled tours and performances, citing anxiety, creative disputes, or health issues, alienating both fans and industry professionals alike. Collaborations with legends like Pharrell and Diplo began to dwindle as she became increasingly difficult to book. Record executives learned that signing Banks meant signing a lightning storm. Musically, she continued to deliver standout moments. Tracks like 212 and Licorice remained fan favorites, while features with artists ranging from A$AP Rocky to Johnny Hunter displayed her vocal range and lyrical versatility. She released Slay Z in 2016 as a Tidal exclusive, a provocative medley of covers, original songs, and collaborations. Yet each release reinforced her reputation as an artist, both ahead of her time and constantly at war with the system that might have supported her more generously. Behind the flame tongue was an artist with anxiety, ADHD, and depression. In interviews, she spoke about her mental health challenges, forced into discussions about how industry pressure exacerbated emotional breakdowns. She spoke just as loudly about discrimination, reporting instances of racism in London, misogyny in recording spaces, and microaggressions at industry events. She often framed her experience as a woman of color navigating an industry prompt to capitalize on identity but resist the anti-Black sentiment beneath. Despite personal turbulence, Banks frequently leveraged her platform for good. She participated in Black Lives Matter protests in Harlem and mourned the deaths of Trayvon Martin and Eric Garner. She published poetry and essays on independence and sexuality. She embraced queer platforms and landmark shows, even after public criticism, reaffirming solidarity with the LGBTQ+ community. She performed benefit shows for survivors of domestic abuse and homeless youth, acknowledging her own experiences of displacement. Her personal life has mirrored her profanity-laced thunderbolts. She has dated celebrities, lived in Brooklyn's industrial lofts, traveled globally, and quietly maintained ambition, multiple unreleased albums in various directions, experimental dance, jazz fusion, Caribbean electronic. She teased a jazz rap project with Major Lazer in 2017 and an NFT album in 2021, reflecting her embrace of new tech and occasional attempts to subvert industry norms. The current moment finds Azealia Banks still making waves, though quieter, more selective, and still impossible to predict. Her vocals momentarily emerged in 2022 single Baby Powder and various freelance remixes. She maintains a Patreon fan club promising new demos and open chats about art and politics. She occasionally DJs in underground shows, workshops poetry in Berlin, and leads virtual discussions about creativity and culture. She continues to make music, but now on terms defined by independence, navigation of her narrative, and control over release, rather than external label schedules. At 34, Banks remains a study in contradiction, electrifying artist who occasionally sabotages herself, visionary creator who rails at corporations, and public troublemaker who still writes goddamn unforgettable loops. Her consistent theme might be that she refuses passivity, never quiet, never too contained, never easily swallowed. Her brand is not about chart dominance or airwaves, it's about honoring creativity as resistance. She still springs surprise Instagram poems, invests in crypto art, and teases touring, maybe if I feel like it. She is unpredictable, brilliant, controversial, and complex. Some industry watchers believe she'll one day pen her memoir, a no-holds-barred account of music, race, identity, and mental health. Others hope she'll find reconciliation in a niche label structure built around artist-first agreements. Some fans even recall her Twitter apology threads, offering apologies from solitude, rebuilding bridges in small increments. If she does return to mainstream project work, it'll likely be unexpected, disruptive, and unmistakably hers, like the beginning of any track that starts with a spoken word confession or irresolute synth. What remains clear is that Azealia Banks refuses to be anything but herself, shouting, singing, sliding, crashing into conversation whether the waves support her or drag her under. Her life is a cautionary and inspiring song, talent not shackled, voice that doesn't fade, moods that defy classification. Whether warning about racism at festival afterparties or weaving fast-flowing stanzas about love and loss, she reminds the world that anyone who claims they can control her hasn't listened closely.